Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. Alright, let's address the elephant in the room. I know it's not Halloween. Alright, that's long past. But when it came to my Halloween videos, I ran out of time and I couldn't upload everything I wanted to. So that's why I'm uploading them past Halloween. But if you stop and look at it like this, at some point in time, it's gonna be Halloween time again, October. So somebody eventually will stumble upon my videos and watch it around Halloween time. So yeah, and I'm here today to talk to you about my thoughts on Friday the 13th, the 2009 movie. So I just finally watched it last night because of the simple fact that HBO Max has brought it back on their platform. They took it off when I was gonna watch it and they put it back on. I don't know why they keep doing that. Anyway, so I finally got to see this movie. I don't like remakes. And it's like, I just don't like remakes. I don't think there's ever been really a remake that's ever outdone the original, I don't think. And it's just kind of like, there was that Pet Sematary one that you can watch on Paramount Plus. That was pretty good. Not the blood ties or bloodlines or whatever, but the actual remake. That was actually a pretty good movie. Other than that, I don't like remakes. And there's so much wrong with this movie. And it came out in 2009 of all things. That's what's so crazy, because it's just kind of like I was expecting a little bit better. But it was just a generic slasher movie that I do agree with a lot of the critics. It didn't really bring too much new to the table. Basically, what they did, they took the first 3 Friday the 13th movies and they just crammed them all into like one movie. And that's basically what this is. So when you watch the beginning of this movie, you see the end of like the first Friday the 13th movie, Mrs. Loomis confessing and her trying to kill that girl, and then she get her head chopped off. I wish we could have saw that more. I wish we could, like, I wasn't expecting Mrs. Loomis to run around, not Mrs. Loomis, but Mrs. Voorhees to like run around, like, throughout the entire movie killing people. Cause of course they want Jason to be like the main, like, killer and stuff. But I was expecting to see a bit more of her. Or they could have had her and him like tag team people and stuff, That would have been something different. But it wasn't enough of that. So if you really didn't watch the original ones, which I'm now glad I did. I think, what was it when I watched this, like last month, I think it was. Then you'll be a little bit more confused as to who the heck this woman is and why is she confessing to this and that, and stuff. And not only that, but I didn't like how it was filmed. It was in the rain, it was in black and white. She'll say a few lines of dialogue and then they will cut to like the opening credits. And they kept going back and forth to that with all this flash of lightning. And it was just so distracting. Plus, I'm older now and my eyes just suck. And all that like flash of lightning and everything. And I watched this at night. It hurt my eyes. But like, it was just so distracting and stuff. Like, just have the whole thing, having her confess and this and that. So then, of course, so we don't get that element. And so when it comes to this movie, we don't get the element of like mystery of who's doing the killings, because we know straight up it is Jason and stuff. He's on the cover and we get to see him straight up when he starts killing people. So it's no longer that like mystery and like who could it be type thing. So they rob people of that. But it would be pretty hard to rob people of that because people are gonna know, it's gonna be him. So making a reboot and just having him front and center is just kind of pointless and stuff. Then on top of that, there was no element of suspense. Like, pretty much, every time you see like a person alone, next thing you know, Jason's just coming out of nowhere, coming at them like really fast. And I mean like really fast. But in the original ones, you don't always expect this gonna come. Like, it will linger too much on like a character, everything's all calm and quiet, and then all of a sudden somebody gets like an arrow through the chest while they're laying in a bed. It lost that suspense, like, moment. And then not only that, but it's kind of like the motivation. So it's like, we don't know the motivation at first in the original first movie until Mrs. Voorhees tells everybody. Then there's that shocker of the boy coming out, like, the lake and grabbing the final girl. And so at that point in time, when people saw that back then, they didn't know if that was real or a dream or what until the second movie came in. And then, of course, in the second movie, you found out that that boy was just an illusion, but he is, in fact, alive because he didn't die. But then you hear, like, like the doctors and the sheriffs and stuff like that, and the townspeople being all like, what is it? Oh, they bet he's still alive and he wants revenge for like his mom dying and stuff. So we knew that was coming early on. So we were told that early on in the movie. So we knew that was coming in the movie. And so here, his mom dies and he picks up like, the necklace, the locket type thing. And then it's just kind of like, well, why exactly is he killing people in this movie? Like, we knew why she killed people because she just has revenge on anybody and everyone who goes to that camp because they neglected and she thought her son died. Then the second, he wanted revenge on the girl that, like, killed his mom. But then he started killing people at the camp because he was living there as a hermit and he didn't want people to like find him out. But a third one, that's when things just gets to let's just slash and kill people. But then in this movie, it's just kind of like, well, why exactly is he doing what he's doing? Why exactly did he kidnap that one girl and take her hostage? Like, why exactly, And then there are the characters themselves. Now, to be fair, the original characters in all those original movies are annoying. It was so annoying to the point where in the third movie, I couldn't take it no more. I couldn't take an hour of annoying like characters, so I skipped to the climax and everything of the one final girl being chased around and stuff. And what a final girl, very smart. Which these final people, the final guy and girl in this movie, are not smart whatsoever. They're just running around and acting stupid. But anyways, this cast is just as annoying as the original. It's no longer camp counselors. Now it's just like, first it's random college kids camping out, and then but the other ones is just people staying at this dude's place that's near the camp. Every single last one is annoying. You don't really have a sense of really wanting any of these people to survive, except for the Danielle Panabaker character, the guy who's looking for his sister, and probably that original couple from the beginning where the one girl gets taken hostage. Those are the only ones that aren't annoying, and everybody else that is annoying, you just want them like gone, you know what I'm saying? And so these characters are more annoying than the other. I am glad they made it diverse. I don't know what race that one dude is in the beginning who's dating that one girl who went to the camp and started getting like the machete stabbed through like, the floorboard. But they did have an Asian dude and they did have a black guy. Problem is, they was just put in the movie just to be there. In fact, none of these characters had a real personality, except from the dude from Supernatural who was looking for his sister. He was the only one who was noble, and we knew he was from that place and everything because he talked to the sheriff. But other than that, nobody really has any real character traits or developments, nothing like that. It's just what you see is what you get. So it's a bunch of like horny white people who want to get naked and have sex, and then they die. So it's just like, okay, whatever. Why should I care about you? Then they added in the black and the Asian dude, and they do nothing throughout the entire movie, really. The Asian dude is just there to get high and drunk, which is another Asian stereotype when you see certain movies like that. Then, because he's supposed to be like the cool Asian guy, and that's it. But then the black dude, literally doesn't do anything. He keeps pointing out to a lot of the white people, that's racist, why would you think that and stuff. And it's just kind of like, this is before woke culture came around and everything. So it's just, he was like, it was great that he pointed it out, but he did it in a very annoying kind of way. And he's literally just there to tell them that. And then he's literally just there just to touch himself. Like, this literally a scene where he's just so horny. He's like, all right, I'm finna go do it. Until he stopped because they come in talking about there's a killer in the woods. And then what's so bad is that they always pair the people of color together. So the black and the Asian dude are paired together while all the white people are paired together as well. I hate seeing that in movies. I saw that in the Harry Bird. All You Want to Do. It's the same movie, just different title, where the whole movie's just all white. And so they had a dance. It's a prep school, a boy prep school and a girl prep school come together for a dance. And then all of a sudden, there's a black character and an Asian character show up out of nowhere. They were never in the rest of the movie. And then those are the two that have to dance with each other. And it's just like, really, you're just going to pair the people of color together. Or Avengers Infinity Wars, when everybody got snapped and Rhodey's all like, God, what was it? He was talking to somebody who was black. And he's all like, hey man, you all right and everything? And it's just like, so they gonna what? Just pair the two black people together. Sam, that's it. So he was like, "Hey Sam, man, where you at?" I'm just really. He couldn't ask where somebody else was at. He had to ask where the black dude's at because he's black. So I hate when they pair that together. And not only that, but the white people didn't even care about the people of color that came with them. So like the Asian dude's been gone for the longest time. So the black dude, once he finds out there's a crazy person in the woods, he goes looking for his friend. Talking about that's my boy and everything. I'm gonna go find him. None of the white people went with him. Then when they heard the black dude screaming and hollering for help, nobody went out there. And one dude had a gun. And it's just kind of like, why are they even friends with them for? So that was just like, is that supposed to be inclusion? Is this supposed to show diversity? And I'm just like, Lord Jesus, have mercy. But the kills were good. I liked the kills. Um, they were pretty brutal and stuff like that. Which they was a little bit more brutal. But it's just all like, how did that one girl suspect that he might be a mama's boy and be all like, Jason, it's me, come here. I mean, it worked for the older movies, but it don't work here. You know? Because it's just a carbon copy of like the original movies, and it really didn't bring too much new to the table. But it was a different dynamic of them not being counselors, them not like being at camp and being near the camp and just be a bunch of kids hanging out with this a crazy person in the woods that's a hermit and stuff. And so, in the fact that he took that one girl hostage and that one guy is looking for his sister, that's really the only thing new they brought to like the table and stuff. But other than that, it's like, it's just a generic slasher. That's all it really was. There was no real story. There was no real plot. There was no real feeling or meaning as to why, any of these characters did what they did other than the dude looking for like his sister. And so now I see why this never got like a sequel and stuff like that. And the actress who plays Mrs. Voorhees and stuff, like, I like that actress. She's from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. The last thing I saw her in was Dark Angel. And I haven't seen her in anything since. So it would have been nice to see her in something more. But we only get a few lines of dialogue and the camera doesn't even really focus on her. I wasn't even sure if that was her or not. Because like I said before, I haven't seen her in a while. Other than when she posts clips of herself like online. And it would have been nice to see more of what this Mrs. Voorhees would have been like and her interpretation of it and stuff. And sadly, we'll never know because they only spent like a few seconds with her and stuff. Then trying to duplicate the whole dream sequence thing at the end, that was just tacky. Like, that was just tacky. So, it's kind of like, seriously, you can really avoid this movie. Just go watch the original one. Yeah, it's a little drawn out and it lingers a lot on like the characters and stuff. But there'd be more suspense, better kills, and like just a whole much more like old good school like horror. And I get it. In the original movies, those like characters didn't really have much of a personality either. That's another problem I have with the older movies, and why I skipped most of the third and went straight to the third act. But the thing is that this 2009 movie isn't set in the 80s. So I'm expecting more growth, more like correction, you know what I'm saying? Like when you make a remake, you correct the mistakes that the original ones make. You know what I'm saying? And here it was just the same. Like this is just the same. That wasn't that spooky. All right. Well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.